Greetings and good morning, everybody. Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. That's right. It is February 18th, 2026. We are early on, headed into an interesting spring. I know it's not quite here yet, but I kind of feel in my neck of the woods, absent this morning, which was a little chilly when I took my walk. It might be getting there. I might be able to start growing more things outside, which I love. But what else is growing here is you. That's right. Our audience is growing each and every day. And if you can do me a favor and share the stream, share the dream, point out that, in just 6 minutes, you're going to get more than 17 stories and have a good understanding of what's happening for the day. Speaking of what's happening for the day, we have a super duper chat from our friend Daniel Alpine. I need to talk to a priest because I've reached a point where I feel like giving up hope that the film industry will be healed. Well, I have a video coming out for you later, and I would certainly tell you to not shy away from seeking help like that. But you're not going to get bored. There's going to be plenty of content out there, and I think a lot of people will be still making it. A lot of folks will stick with old-fashioned Hollywood. AI is really just going to clean up the way they make films, believe it or not. And we are going to talk about that in a video, probably the second video I'll drop today. So stick around. There's 2 recorded videos coming out at least today. So thank you for the super chat and thank you for being here, Daniel. It's great to see you every day. I would be sad if you weren't here. To the lovely wrenches, I just say thank you to Juliet, to Ms. Pick Cafe, to Dr. Jill Powers, and all the ships at sea. Of course, we've got many other wrenches as well who come in and out like Matchy and others, but the ladies seem to keep things well under control. We got Cat Slave out there. Surprise, Colbert lied. Well, no, not a surprise. This is going to be story across the board. And the thing is we knew it already. He'd already lied. We knew that nobody was holding him back from doing something. He just had to give something up in order to do it. Hey, the Grim Dark is here. Good to see you. We got Spider Unlimited. How you doing, my friend? I hope things are going well. Spider Unfiltered Outlaws. Oh, well, okay. And then we got Longest Parsec out there. Hey, what's going on? You and Kumia's out there. Our favorite polar bear, Snortopupus cuber. Good morning to you. And boy, the ladies are growing here on the channel. You guys, I'm gonna say, I couldn't believe the responses we got on the Emily Bronte video, the adaptation of her book. So well done, guys. Well done. Holy cow. Morgan King's here. Been here forever. One of the channel's longest supporters. It's great to see you. Bill Blom, thanks for being here. Said, never got notified, but managed to arrive early. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. And I'm glad for Ruby who gifted a Culture Casino membership. You guys are the biggest, the brightest, and the best. I am benefiting from my audience more so than almost everyone else. In fact, hey, take a look at this. We got Barry the Music Man in the house, and Ruby Hoove gifts another Culture Casino membership. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. It's great to see you, dear. I hope Hoove's doing all right. You guys are the best. Who else is out there? Putin? Yeah. And Fat Elvis. What's up? Gifties. That's right. All right, folks. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for watching the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time to do it in. And we got to talk about this guy. That's right. Colbert. We're going to start here. This is the headline story. So CBS says that The Late Show was not prohibited from broadcasting James Tallarico's interview. No, they weren't. It just would have forced Colbert's hand into providing equal time. This is not a new thing. It's not a new concept, and it even goes back to the advent of talk radio, all the way back when people like Rush Media started out, and you got Rush Limbaugh each and every weekday. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but Colbert just has trouble with the truth, I think, and he got caught up in it. And they didn't stop him. He could have done it, but he would have had to provide equal time. Does this guy look like he wants to provide equal time? No. Speaking of equal time, Javier Bardem, Tilda Swinton, and Adam McKay are among 81 people to sign an open letter criticizing the Berlin Film Festival for silence on Gaza. We are dismayed. Well, it's basically silence on all political things. And honestly, what do you have to offer in your commentary? I mean, the idea that, the Berlinale should allow people to just be asked ridiculous questions opens them up to ridiculous answers and then kills their careers. Adam McKay should know better than that. Javier Bardem should know better than that. And so should Tilda Swinton. But hey, they have their money. Maybe they're not worried. You got Warner Brothers cease and desist, saying TikTok owner made a deliberate design choice to rip off its IP. Well, they allowed for it to be done. I mean, there were other creators out there making these things, which is how we got where we are now. I'm going to tell you right now, Seedance 2 is just the beginning. And you're going to have like homebrews that are going to be able to do the same thing. So what are you going to do then? Ted Sarandos accuses Paramount of flooding the zone with confusion. Not really. They just know that they are a better place for Warner Brothers Discovery to go. And Ted is not a good player, speaking of which, in any zone he's in. And that's been shown recently, and especially in the Judiciary Committee hearing, which, again, I've got a video for if I haven't released it already. We've got Paramount Skydance prepared to engage with Warner Brothers. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but they met the threshold and offered to increase their price by $1 in addition to buying out the multi-billion-dollar payday that is going to leak to Netflix somehow. TV viewing hits 12-month high in January. That's right. Cable rebounds from lows, and people have maybe turned away from streaming because of its expense. It's extraordinarily expensive these days. David Ellison warns the Senate committee that the Netflix deal would extinguish competition. Paramount CEO's letter does not answer queries about Trump, nor should it, because the deal is the acquisition of Warner Brothers, not whether or not Trump is going to be in any way a part of it, because he won't be. He's the president. He's the leader of the administration currently. And what would his exit do? What would anything have to do with him? Nothing. But YouTube went down yesterday, and I was freaking out because I felt like my channel was gone. I could not access YouTube through any of the normal means that I had, including through my set-top boxes. So, they experienced a lot of technical issues and kind of worried. Recommendation system, the main page was gone. It was a disaster. Shia LaBeouf was released from jail after getting into a bar fight on Mardi Gras. This sounds like the kind of behavior that we have expected from him over the years. But in the very first hours of Fat Tuesday, he decided to throw down. Well, he went down to the jail and was released promptly on bail. Well, that's to be expected. Let's see, what else do we have out there? We've got that. We already talked about that. We've already talked about that. Let's talk about this. AP. Warner Brothers reopens the talks officially with Paramount after receiving a waiver from Netflix, so they're not going to get in the way, and they know that they're likely not to pass scrutiny. Bayer agrees to pay $7.25 billion proposed settlement over thousands of Roundup cancer lawsuits. So if you're part of that and you were affected by this, go get your money. You deserve it. What a disaster. California regulators decide not to suspend Tesla sales in the state. Why would you? There's no point. I mean, if you did, you're just, giving the market over to China. We already know Gavin Newsom's compromised by China. It's not a good look. U.S. stocks edged higher after swinging through worries about AI and the economy, which weren't real. The worries about AI are real, though. Whether or not it's going to do what it says it's going to do, that's a different conversation. But world shares went up as well. So it was a pretty big day at Wall Street yesterday. We had lawsuits challenging renewed push for oil drilling in Alaska. Well, it's just these are stalling techniques that are used when you don't have power. You only have hopes and dreams. We've got Warren Buffett's company, now that he's not running it anymore, investing in the New York Times 6 years after he sold all his newspapers. Wisely, because they were hitting the floor. And finally, in the last 10 seconds, let's take a look at a Florida bear, caught on a Ring camera, trying to steal a package thief bear. So, and it's not running, so I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, he just was like, I want this package. I'm taking this package. Yep, the at-home camera caught the thief in the act, stealing the Amazon package right from the front door. So, must have smelled good. Must have been hungry. Must have been a bear. Fun stuff. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday. Thanks for being here, everybody. I always have lots of fun doing this particular show each and every day of the week. But on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get a little bit more latitude, a little bit lengthier. We have something called bonus time, which is factored into the day. And I'm going to tell you, Hollywood's got some trouble. Again, both videos that I'm going to be dropping later today have to do with the things that Daniel Alpine are concerned with. What are you concerned with? Let's take a look at the chat and see what you guys have to say as we were booking through everything today. Toebox out there. I couldn't line a hamster. What? I wouldn't line a hamster cage with the New York Times. Well, yeah, and not a bird cage either. I'm not sure what ink they print with, but back in the old days that was not advisable. Fat Elvis says fafo. Well, yeah. um Look, there's a lot to what's going to happen in Hollywood as it's burning to the ground right now, but you have to consider, and I say this in the video that I'm going to release later today, this afternoon likely, that talks about the fact that production starts are down over 42, maybe as high as 50% for both film and television in Hollywood. Um, Expansion still continues, just not, where it's easily taxable by the state of California. California's got a lot of factors working against it now, whereas it used to have nothing but upside, and most of them are tax related. You realize that a lot of these places are being gutted by the tax programs that are being put in place, including unrealized gains. That's terrifying, especially for somebody who, operates a business. Why would you operate a business in California? Why would you list that as your headquarters location? You're going to lose all of Silicon Valley now that this is passed. Everything's done. People are done. Hey, come going. We got William King out there. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Cat Slave, like I said before. And we've got Pepper Peter Piper Pickled. Good to see you. I'm bugging, or are you saying hi to me? I just did. Well, I don't know about the other person. I was saying hi. It's Coma going. What's going on? You never know if he's a coming or a going. Saying hi to Penny. Um, yeah. Look, YouTube to me is like, home. So I know a lot of you on the Green Machine don't look at it that way, but yeah, that's where I started first, was on the tube. So if you're on X watching us right now, which you can watch this and conversate. Believe it or not, the chat works. Um, I'm going to just say thank you because it's good to see you. But at the same time, I'm just going to say I started on YouTube. So that's kind of why I have a little bit of a soft spot. Crazy White Boy joined us today over on the Green Machine, along with the beautiful Deeple 101, and Corporeal Being, who made some great commentary on one of the latest video drops. So thank you for that. Ms. Pig Cafe is out there doing what she does, which is amazing. And let's get into some of your other thoughts and ideas. Does anyone know of a free AI generator that doesn't require creating an account? Not off the top of my head, but I have done that kind of research, so we could take a look at it. Um, Putin would be somebody you could talk to in the chat. I'm not sure. There probably are a few other people that are aware of that. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he the guy cannot stay out of trouble. I'm going to say something that I wouldn't normally say. Drugs are bad, okay? And the problem is your brain gets rewired. It gets damaged in a way that is not good. It's not good. Um, so yeah, it's pure idiocy. But of course, it's California. Yeah. Bear stories were great. I love it. Da, 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 da. Who else is out there? I got other thoughts. I'm out there. Bear Cam. That's right. B312 says Bear Cam. I first of all, I I love the bear videos. I think they're brilliant. And it's easy to understand. I mean, it's easy pickings. Bears are amongst us now in a lot of areas that are considered rural. They always have been, but It's their encroachments likely because of their territorial push and the lack of the traditional food items that they would normally find. This time of year, it makes sense. They would be like, that smells good. I wonder if that's food. Let's take it. All right, who else is out there? We've got Christian Fandom Geek out there. Good to see you, friend. Hope everything's going well. Thank you for joining us this morning. Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift. That would be Matt G. Good morning to you. Another wrench and long term viewer. And let's see, we've got Eli saying, I can't even stand going to the movie theaters anymore. That's terrible news. And I'm sorry. I actually feel some of that. My local cinemaplex, the one that I traditionally try to see everything at, I'm a loyal customer. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that like I find the place I want to go, and that's where I want to go. My favorite IMAX theater is farther than the closest one because it just had the best experiences at that one. So one that showed up closer just doesn't get my business. Again, tragically loyal customer. And they've pushed away people like me from the cinemas for a long time. And that's much to their detriment. So I definitely am seeing less and fewer films. That's not good. Not good for the industry because I feel like can kind of predict what it is, the kind of mess it is. Wuthering Heights was easily predictable and what they were going to do with that. You know, let's turn Wuthering Heights into a romantic version of with a lot of like risque carnality to it. That doesn't work. It's not the way that's written. The characters are written in more strongly self-centered ways than are presented in probably almost every adaptation. The best one I'd ever seen actually was a PBS version of Wuthering Heights from like a decade and a half, maybe 2 decades ago. It's a long time ago, guys. A long time. Anyway, it's like wasting 2 hours of my life watching a movie. The last one I saw, I was crying 101, and it was like 3 hours of my life went to waste. Yeah, yeah. Much like a lot of properties out there, IP properties that I think have been intentionally damaged. Um, Cinemas as a whole and as a business model may have been intentionally damaged. And again, we can point our fingers at Netflix, but the studios did it to themselves, trying to form their own streaming services. If you don't have extra to offer, don't try to offer extra. It just doesn't work. While Manny Yavin's in the house, good to see you, friend. Says, I mean, the weather is nice in California. Absolutely is. One of my most missed places on Earth at the moment is SoCal. Why? Because it was great. It was great being able to surf and scuba and windsurf, um, snorkel, um, and then believe it or not, make your way up to a ski resort if you wanted to. California had the best weather and the best opportunities. My young life was lovely. Um, I don't know, it just changed. It's a real shame because it used to be great. Doesn't take long to get out of the city. This is true and enjoy the outdoors. But dang it, you're going to pay for it. And that's so true. And that's one of the biggest problems. It costs too much. Uh, it is what it is. Yeah, and this is the other thing. Putin's right. You can do it yourself. There's a lot of homebrews out there. I mean, GitHub is lousy with LLM models and ways to install them. There's videos on YouTube that can walk you through doing it on something as cheap as a Raspberry Pi. So there's a lot out there for you. There really is, honestly. Let's see. We got let's see. Ooh, this keeps jumping. Tark says there needs to be more accessible pipeline for average Joes to get show ideas to people who can actually make decisions. Yeah, that would be great. But right now, the production pipeline is built with artificial barriers right into it. I think the best pathway forward is to copy what Markiplier did with his Iron Lung film, but the same thing needs to happen on the television side. It just needs to be easier. If you can afford to put a pilot together, um, even if it's just kind of an amalgamation of pre-visualization in not necessarily solid set locations and whatnot, I think it might be worth the risk to get some people together who have some kind of acting chops and do that. I think largely you can see how the structure of the show would work from a pretty good pilot. The person to talk to about that, believe it or not, I think right now would be Script Doctor. He's got a great channel on YouTube. He's also a great guy and a great friend. I miss him. I haven't got to see him in a long time. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Randy Thoto's out there today. He went down like a hurricane. There you go. Man. So the Ronda Rousey fight, I didn't talk about this yesterday at any length, but Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano is for people who like MMA and especially women's MMA. I think that's probably the most brilliant idea. And it really does pull the steam out of Disney, and it makes you wonder if Dana White's like intentionally trying to do that, or Netflix is intentionally trying to do that, or they both are trying to do that. But everything about the marketing, the idea, the timing, of course, reeks of like counter programming. I love it. It's very very cool, very cool indeed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was announced that I think May 17th, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano will have a bout in the octagon on Netflix. So it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to start to see the effect of streaming in different areas. One of them is obviously a shift in where pay television goes. Pay television seems to be moving away from HBO, what used to be a premium cable channel, over to Netflix. You're going to see that. You're going to see moves to things like Amazon and other digital platforms supported by tech industries. I wonder if Apple will get into the business. I don't know. Whoa, you used to work for Colbert. Wow. Yeah. In the early days, I thought he was brilliant. I loved his sardonic wit. His ability to play a conservative pundit was brilliant. But then the minute he got his talk show, um, he started to do what ultimately undoes any late night host and lean too heavily into specific ideologically driven politics. And once Hollywood fully committed to identity politics, starting in they were engaged in it back in the 2010 era, but they about the time we got to 2015 when everything was fully engaged and the pipeline in production was full and lousy with that stuff. Um, it just kind of drove things forward. And when you have nothing but politically oriented storytelling, it means when you go to promote a film, which is largely what a lot of the late night shows were there to do, um, that means the conversation is going to be all about politics. Once we shifted from entertainment to politics and television, that was the beginning of the end, especially for late night comedians. Fallon, I believe, tried to stay, in just being the nice guy that everybody liked, but he always seemed kind of desperate. If you watch him, especially in retrospect, to me, that's basically his whole shtick is being the nice guy everybody likes, and that doesn't work. At least I don't think so. I don't know. If you worked in the industry, you would know better. But yeah, we've got the very lovely Ms. Picafe reminding me that I have a super chat from Eli. Did I get that? Let's double check. I always want, we do not leave super chats behind. I'll even stop the end of the show for that to happen. So let's see. Somebody asked me about Midnight's Edge, I think. Hang on. Missed it. Oh, a member's super chat. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. I just want to say thanks again. Ruby Hoover was very generous today, gifting 2 total memberships, and I know the people who got them are thankful. Texas 84 is out there. Good to see you. Dropping a super duper chat to support the channel. Memberships, folks, if you become a member of the channel for the price of a cup of coffee once a month, you can become a member and get immediate access to, well, the members section. And, members live streams, which I'll get back to doing now that my health has improved substantially. But we'll also have early releases. So you'll see videos 6, 12, 8 hours somewhere in there before they release to everybody else. That's just the way I do my release schedule. And Texas says for 5, Culture Casino Cash, Georgia State Senate special election stays red. Media silent. Well, yeah, they don't get to report their favorite kind of news, Texas. I mean, you know, and that's the problem with picking teams, right? The media should never be about picking teams. It's one of the reasons why I think you shouldn't have papers recommending candidates. You shouldn't have any of that happening, because the minute that you do, you've now compromised the most important thing that you have is a urinalist, which is bias. You need to be unbiased. You need to get rid of bias and use unbiased language when reporting. You want to use non-gendered language, then try to remove some bias and maybe we'll talk. Anyway, thank you, Texas, for that. Let's take a look at the member chats and see if we can bring those up. Eli dropped one. Thank you, my friend. 7 months of membership, Eli. Thank you, my friend. Saying Newscomb, he's pissed because Harris is winning. Yeah, well, nobody loves this guy. And nobody wants him as president. He's been revealed to be what he is. He's one of those lizard creatured alien guys, and the people don't want that. Even if he puts on the Joker makeup, it still doesn't work. Nobody wants that. They don't want somebody that's a megalomaniac, uh, narcissistic, uh, authoritarian to run the United States. I'm not in it for that. I don't know about you guys, but he's a little bit of a tool. Hey, Randall Orser's here this morning. Good to see you, one of the great Canadians out there. If you want something fun and cute to watch, check out The Return of Superman, a Korean reality show showing celebrity dads interacting with their kids. The kids are usually under 6. That's amazing. Thank you, Randall Orser. A little wholesome viewing there. Don't get to see that very often, so much appreciated. You guys are great. Daniel, I'm going to tell you every day there's hope on the horizon for Hollywood, even for traditional animation. I'm never going to give up on that. So, I'm with you. Eli says, hang on. It jumped. My chat jumped. Eli says, "Yep," and he does not get it trolling Trump. Does not help him at all. Yeah, he doesn't understand that. You almost can't out Trump. You can try, but he's been doing it a long time. Hollywood is his people. I know we all know his history. He's a developer, right? And he leverages and takes risks, and that's part of that game. So people are like, "Well, he's bankrupt X number of." I don't care. I don't care. Everybody that does anything in life has to balance risk and reward. And sometimes you're right on those bets and sometimes you're wrong. And he got so good at what he did, he wrote 2 books and then he started a show called The Apprentice. Everybody loved him. Everybody in Hollywood loved Trump until they didn't. Yeah. He's got great pictures of himself. He's winning awards from them, right? And then all of a sudden, Hollywood decides Trump's racist because he's going to win an election and beat a woman who is in that election, excuse me, that is, basically the female version of Gavin Newsom. Unpleasant. So, yeah. I don't ever want to sugarcoat history. Let's just say it that way. The Colehauser is here. What is up, brother? Says Mad TV was funnier than SNL. I agree with you, my friend. I agree. And I loved In Living Color, to put something else out there that was funnier than Saturday Night Live. Um, man, and there were a lot of great Canadian products too, like the Kids in the Hall. I flipping love those guys. They were great. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happened. A lot of people are realized that Matt Grunig was in front of the curve for various reasons because he was directly piped into some of these criminal jerkweeds as part of being in that Hollywood elite sector. When you do 5 consecutive seasons of television and you reach the point of like being viable syndication, you're crazy wealthy. You're likely looking at private planes, not just a mansion. And by the time you've done 10 seasons, you're looking at yachts and maybe private islands. I mean, you look at the most successful people out there that are either showrunners or producers, and Matt Groening being one of them. They just you can't even take a look at what they're worth because it might be incalculable. I mean, obviously everything will be on paper or money will be in the bank, whatever you want to look at there, and you get all these estimates of people's net worth. But did anybody really know what Jerry Bruckheimer was worth? You have any idea? There's estimations, but I mean, the guy's film and television. He did incredible things, and people, for as much fun as we make fun of Greg Berlanti, right? For as much fun as we've had at his expense, especially with his terrible superhero shows, they made him money. His production company was the source of revenue and syndication opportunities. A lot of people just don't look at it the right way. It's like, well, there's money there. It's not going to be profitable in the traditional way, and it may not benefit the studio directly, but the people making the things. Look into who did all the CSI shows, and then it's crazy conversation. Walter Tomaszewski, good to see you, brother. Says QVC is almost done for. Really? Oh well, TikTok Shop is kicking everybody's booty, but and the San Antonio Orchestra is Kaputski. That's not good news. What else is going to fail next? Well, anything that fails to generate traffic, interest. I can understand that. Crockett for Texas Senate. Yeah, that's a laughable opportunity. That's for sure. Oh man, look at all these great people out there. We've got Cilla Blavane saying good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Lots of new folks the last few days. By the way, we continue to grow. The pace is about the same every day. I keep checking back to notice that there's a growth rate of 3,300 a month. That's where we're still sitting at, and it's all because of you. So when you actually hit the thumbs up button on live streams like this, you make comments that and you chat away wherever you are, doesn't matter what platform. You are driving traffic to the channels, to the social media, to the Discord server, to all these wonderful places. You are getting, people involved. You're adding memberships like Osmora 199 in the house. Hail the 199. Dropping a Culture Casino membership live in the show. Thank you for that, Osmora. Much appreciated. It's great to see you. But yeah, I mean, we're doing it, folks, and it's all because of you. So when you see a video out there, if you turn on all your notifications, you should get a little red number on the bell icon in the top right corner of YouTube. They do a similar thing over on the Green Machine, and you can get, if you turn on the options to see things, you certainly can. And if you follow somebody on X, I mean, just look at, the things that might be keenly within your interest range, and always look at the likes and mentions and stuff, because you guys cross pollinate and you talk to each other. So I appreciate that. But sharing the stream, sharing the dream, sharing the videos out there, and watching 2 videos in a row make a huge difference. I'm going to start saying that again in videos to remind people it's like, this is how you don't get unsubscribed from your favorite creators. Watch not just one video from them, watch something else. So after you're done with today's live stream, maybe take a look at the Wuthering Heights video. I'm going to start dropping videos here in about 2 hours. maybe 3, maybe around noon Pacific time, and then I'll drop the second one. They're mostly done. The second video is almost entirely done, and then I may start working on 3 and 4, which may drop today, may drop tomorrow. We're trying to get up to 3 videos a day. That's hard for me because of the number of live shows that I do, but I'm doing it for you guys. As much as I enjoy it and have fun, and I love to talk to you guys, it's all for you. So, the Bat Cap says, "I'm going to do something I haven't done for years. Watch Fallon on Monday night. Twice will be on, and this has been your K-pop update." Excellent. Yeah, that's the other thing about Fallon is he's a focus on music than any of the other shows. I've always enjoyed his karaoke stuff, and he's always involved with his guests. I think Fallon would have played really well in the '80s. I think he just missed by several decades. Unfortunately, he might have been good in the '90s, maybe even into the 2000s, but we got a little bit difficult. A little bit difficult. He was harassing interns. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to say that surprises me, but that's no bueno. Well, he's on his way out the door. His contract ends in what, 3 months? He's gone. So yeah, there's that. Barry the Music Man out of the country. Are you really? It's good to see you though. Thanks for being here. You guys should check out Cole Hauser, who's I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he's awesome. Ev, what's up? Ev Day Corgi. Ev Day Corgi says I shouldn't have watched In Living Color growing up, but I did. Well, yeah. My I had nothing but younger siblings. I am the oldest of a group of people. And a lot of them saw things they shouldn't see. I saw stuff I shouldn't see at too young an age. I was looking at horror movies when I was 7. Of course, I watched Star Wars when I was 7. Pretty cool. Um, and yeah, I mean, Halloween. I definitely was too young to see that, but hey, I was interested. And that's I think my love of horror movies comes from the fast fact that, Halloween, Friday the 13th, all of that stuff came out when it was childhood. It was like perfect because then we had the advent of videotape, VHS, Betamax, whichever you had to start with. Eventually you went to VHS. And we had Laserdisc and we had a lot of cool stuff happen. I became the music I love is the music that the younger generations are discovering today. All the latest generations are going, wait a minute, how come music doesn't sound like this anymore? You got rid of the musicians, guys. Just the way it is. Who else is out there today? We got lots of great people. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Dylan, what's up? Dylan in the house says, "Hey, CC, sup, chat? Good to see you." Who else we got out there? We got Angel Feliciano. Good to see you. Anyone remember the Michael Jackson black and white sketch? Oh man, I'm trying to go back in time in my brain. I'm gonna refresh my memory on that one, but Aniel Feliciano, thank you for dropping that little seed. I'm gonna go searching now. I'm gonna go searching. Uh, let's see. William, you're fine. You're not that late, William Schweikert. In fact, we're gonna go a couple more minutes before we wrap up, and then you guys are gonna go off to the adventure of a lifetime. Well, I mean, places where people could have adventures of a lifetime. That Park Place. like, There's a lot of parks news out there. I'm not sure what they're gonna focus on, so I'll be watching with you. Let's just put it that way. Tark says, "Remember, William Schweikert. A wizard is never late. He is always arrives exactly when he means to." Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Once again, thank you to Osmora for dropping a membership. And it's always awesome to see Wild Man Evan in the audience. The mods are working like crazy trying to catch my attention on stuff. Ah, I love it. Let's see. Cole Hauser's Fridays was also better than SNL. Fridays, yeah, yeah. Anybody see Argentum recently? I'd love to see her again in the chat. It's been a minute. We got several people that their jobs kind of uh, intersect with the show. So Maravita's still in the audience, but she is not usually out there live. Um, on holidays, sometimes I get to see everybody, but I understand. I'm no shots at anybody. I love y'all, so that's just the way I am. Yeah. Who else is out there in the world? Look at all these great people. Oh wow, Shia joined the Black Eye Club. Well, yeah, and has bar fight as cover. You think so? Wouldn't surprise me. Whack cackle wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Iran's about to have something kick off. There's no doubt about it. So, and if Cole Hauser's still here, hurrah! A real American hero. Morgan says, "When is game night when we play Warframe?" I don't know. I'm gonna start up doing interactive games with others here with WDW Pro over on that game place. You guys are gonna start to see some real stuff happening over there within our framework. I think you guys are gonna be excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, yeah. All right, who else we got out there? We got the lovely First Dragon Queen. You can check out her channel, the First Dragon Queen, and her reviews and her knowledge of animatronics and everything else. She is she's wonderfully random. I enjoy her so much. But for $5, she says, "The war is over. The war is over. I'm so happy. Hugs for all." Well, thank you, the First Dragon Queen. And she gives you little dragon facts in her videos. She's so great. You guys should check her out. She's super fun. Um, Everyday Corgi says that Jaws ruined beaches for me forever. I'm sorry about that, honestly. Um, Here's the interesting thing because of the number of different water things that I appreciated from sailing to scuba diving to snorkeling. I never get uptight about sharks. I don't know why. Excuse me. I have to cough for real. Hang on. In fact, I oftentimes will go down and look at the very non-aggressive sharks, nurse sharks, and things like that. There's a spot off the Isle of Man in the Mexico area. Well, I guess it's Gulf of America now, but it's off the island that actually have the freshwater aquifers. It's an incredible place to go diving because even the most dangerous of sharks, like hammerheads and stuff like that, will go down to the freshwater aquifers, and it's like an opium den for them. They just get all like blown out of their mind. And so they're essentially docile. I mean, I've watched people actually touch them. It's very strange. I'm like, that thing would love to kill you, and yet it's so stoned it can. It's crazy. Hey, Commander Ed Straker's in the chat here in the house. Good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Shooting for 14, 15 daily doses. I don't know about that. Look, YouTube only sends at most 5 notices a day in a 24-hour span. So there's that. That's right. We had Blockbuster Video. Indeed. Do you remember that? I remember that. Member. Hey, TZ Burton's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Tracy Ullman, brilliant British comedian. She is so great. Even her film performances, she's brilliant. We had so much talent. We were what we call it? We were spoiled with talent. Starting in the late 70s and going all the way into the late 90s. What happened? What happened? Don't know. Don't know. And it was global talent. It wasn't just in the US. That's the other thing. That park place coming up next, indeed. I have the redirect already set, and if you're on the green machine, you have to self redirect wherever you're going next because I can't control anything. But sometimes the lovely Ms. Pick Cafe can do that. She's amazing. We have really amazing people here. I'm so blessed every day. Ms. Pick Cafe says, according to um, the Tarkella, it was Jeff Goldblum who was a creep with interns, not Colbert. Okay, well, yeah, that's kind of having spent a little bit of time around Goldblum. I was never. Uh, he's always odd, and his speech pattern isn't intentional. I think it's just the way his brain's wired. Um, he never gave me creepy vibes, so I don't know. But one of the pro skaters that used to hang out at the Del Mar Skate Ranch gave me super creepy vibes. I won't say who, but some other people might know what I'm talking about. Woo! Yeah, me and two of my brothers would check out the skate ranch while other family members were betting the ponies over at the Del Mar racetrack. And yeah, I think one of the coolest things was watching Tony Hawk skate live, like right in front of you. Like, yeah, dropping into the keyhole where he just finished. That all of that was good stuff way back when, long time ago. We all look back and didn't realize how good we had it, or how those opportunities would shape you going forward, or that any of these people would become like ridiculously famous. It was pretty wild. So, yeah, man, SoCal was so great. Ah, I remember going to the UTC a lot after the ponies, and then the beach house, just south. Yeah, just south of La Jolla Cove. So yeah, he always seemed like a nice guy to me. But again, I'm not surprised by anybody being a creep these days, honestly. And if anything should be teaching us that, it's all the Uncle Jeffrey email garbage that's going around right now, right? What a weird time to live in. I've seen the strangest, I often said that my grandmother saw the most change in her lifetime. I'm not sure that's true anymore. While she lived long enough to see the horse and buggy era go to, automobiles and, mechanical tractors and all of those things, she also got to see the beginning steps of even broadband internet. So she got quite the lifetime from, buggy whips to internet. Pretty impressive. But if you think about how media has changed in our history. If you're in my age range, let's say you're the tail end of the boomers and the beginning of the Xers, right? Let's say sometime in 1960, um, you know, late 60s or even the beginning of the 60s to now, world's changed a lot. It's all because of you guys, by the way. Look, there's no change without all of us, right? Oh man, let's see who else is out there in the world. Sadly, Jaws never had a good sequel. I like the 3D one, but again, it was a novelty. I oftentimes fall for the novelty, and a lot of audience members do. Consider that in nobody's world was Avatar, the first Avatar film, the best film they'd ever seen in their life. It was the most visually spectacular film they'd ever seen in their life. Um, it never eclipsed Star Wars for me. It never it actually the original trilogy of Star Wars films, nothing's ever really measured up. If you look at trilogies, the only thing that's close or in the same ballpark would obviously be the Lord of the Rings. So, space fantasy and actual fantasy. all these, and the high level writing and the presentation and all every aspect of everything was covered. The dialogue staggeringly good. Um, the adaptation by Jackson was and his crew of people was spectacular. George, was saved by Marcia twice. Um, when it came to Star Wars, uh, his response to make something that people will enjoy or make something new. George came out with American Graffiti. That was a brilliant film. I mean, George. Or am I getting that story wrong? It doesn't matter. I loved the era I grew up in. I don't know if anybody else here has loved their era, but I certainly did. Um, I think I think George also had the benefit of working with some of the very best filmmakers that would partner up with him to do stuff. That's why Indiana Jones is so good, right? Um, Coppola worked with him. You remember the pairing up of all of these amazing people for the Captain EO film extravaganza with Michael Jackson. So you had the number one pop star in the world, right? The king of pop. You had you had all these names and who had all of these abilities and the mind of a cinematographer like Coppola, and you had all of that, and that was just an attraction film for Disneyland, Disney World. Not insane. I don't know. I'm just talking. This is what happens when I don't have stories lined up for bonus time, and there just really wasn't anything I got terribly interested in this morning. Uh, yeah. Hey, look, I loved my James Bond. I saw all of the James Bond films very early on when I shouldn't have. I was too young to be watching James Bond. What an impression that made on me. Caradwin says, my childhood was the 80s. Best childhood ever. A lot of people for sure. A lot of people for sure. We named the dog Indiana. Yeah. Man, I miss him. You realize how much we miss him? There's only one James Bond. Anyway. All right. Well, I am going to pull the plug on today's show. It's not because of you. It's because of me. I need to get some stuff done. I need to complete that edit and publish that video. And be looking out for 2 more videos today, folks. So, and for those of you who contributed to the stream today, I love you. Thank you very much. And for those of you gifting memberships like Ms. Pick, not Ms. Pick Cafe, Ruby Hoove, thank you for that. I didn't get to see the weatherman. I wonder if he popped in for a moment. Probably has a migraine. Always have to pray for him. And yeah, we need to get up out of here. So go check out that Park Place live and hang out with the guys and get the latest news on the theme parks and everything else that's crazy in Hollywood, because they do that too. On that note, special shout out and thank you to the ladies. You guys, you are 20% of the audience. I have an enormous female audience that I'm very grateful for. And keep an eye out. We've got more videos coming this week because I'm lousy with stories to cover. So on that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. After I get pushed off a roof.
Why, hello there, random citizen.
Oh, hey there, little buddy. How's it going?
Have you subscribed to CultureCasino yet?
Well, no.
Friggin' A.
Ah!
These guys, I tell ya.
Oh!
Dang it, I missed. Why won't these guys just subscribe already?
That hurt.